YouTube channel, Connect with Steph. This is a follow-up video to my previous video on potty training preparation. If you've not watched that video yet, I would suggest that you pause this video right now, go and watch that video. I'll put a link in the description below, and then when you finish, come back and continue this one because I'll be right here waiting for you. In this video, I want to share with you about how the potty journey went with my daughter. So in my last video, I left you with a question, and that question was, did I potty train my daughter within 3 days? What do you think? Let's get into it and I'll go through the journey. So day one, I woke my daughter up at the usual time as if we were going to nursery, and so that time's around, it was about 7 a.m. So I woke her up and I told her that I'm taking her nappy off, and today she gets to wear her big girl pants. So she was really excited about that. And I said that she'd be able to actually choose which ones that she wanted to wear. So we went to the drawer. She had so many different options, different colours, different characters. So she picked the ones that she wanted to wear for day one, and that for her was a really important job. So then I said to her that going forward, that today, that if she ever wanted to do a wee or a poo, that any wees or poos needed to go in the potty or the toilet, and that if she did a wee or poo in the potty, that she would get a sticker. So she's really excited about that whole concept. To be honest, I think she's more excited about getting a sticker because that's the thing that she focused on. But she kept repeating after when I would say it, and it became to be a bit of a mantra. So wee and poo poo in the potty. If you do wee and poo poo in the potty, you get a sticker. So that was the mantra of. As I'd started potty training earlier on in the year, she's very familiar with sitting on the potty or sitting on the toilet. So she had no issues with that, and you know, she's absolutely fine. So we didn't need to kind of get her used to that. I gave her milk, and then after she'd had her milk, I sat her down on the potty. So she sat on the potty for about 10-15 minutes and nothing. She's absolutely fine with sitting there, and then after that 10-15 minutes, she said to me that she wanted to get up, so that was fine. So we got up and washed her hands. So while she was washing her hands, she then started to do a wee. Her poor little face, oh my gosh, she was so traumatised because before, when I had started potty training, I'd started potty training in pull-ups. So she was always able to tell me when she'd done a wee, but obviously she hadn't really felt the sensations because when you've got the pull-ups, it's pretty much, it's a nappy, and therefore it absorbs all of the moisture, so she wouldn't necessarily feel what she knew she did a wee, but she didn't feel that actual sensation. So while she was standing there washing her hands, she did a wee. Her poor little face was so traumatized. She was like, oh my, decided to come over to the potty, but she was like froze with fear because of the wee. So I went to go pick her up, and then she was still weeing, so I went to go pick her up so that she could finish the wee on the potty. And then at this point, this is when she decided, nope, she's not sitting on the potty. She froze, she stiffed up and was twisting every which way. It was a battle. It was like a workout. So in the end, I didn't actually manage to get on the potty because she just flat out refused and twisted herself like a little contortionist every which way so that she wouldn't have to sit on the potty. So that was accident. That was the first. I gave her a little hug, wiped her tears, and told her it's all gonna be okay. So she was fine. We then decided, because it was in the bathroom upstairs, got tile floors on the bathroom, so it was easy, straightforward to clean up all the wee on the floor. So I told her it's absolutely fine, that accidents do happen, but next time if she wants to do a wee, that you know, we're gonna do a good thing and try and sit on the potty. She then got to choose the next set of pants that she's going to wear. So she was excited about the whole process. So she picked out another set of pants, and then we went downstairs to go and get her breakfast. The potty I kind of put in the living room, and as you would have seen from my previous video, I had the whole settee wrapped up in shower curtains. and puppy pads. And then in terms of the floor was kind of spread out with puppy pads, and the potty was placed on the puppy pads. So I put her favourite show on so that she could watch. So she was there happily watching the show. I then went to go and sort out her breakfast, and I also filled up a water bottle because my daughter absolutely loves drinking water. So I filled it up so that she could, I could give her drinks, water throughout the day, to try and make her need to go and have a wee more often. So I gave her a breakfast. After breakfast, I then sat her on the potty for another 10 to 15 minutes. So she sat down, she was quite happy watching a show, sitting on the potty. After 10 to 15 minutes, she was like, nope, that's enough now. She wants to get up. So she got up, and that was fine. So then as soon as she got up and then she's running around, just playing as normal, then she started to do a wee. Again, her poor little, I felt really bad because her poor little face was traumatized again. She was crying, she was inconsolable, she just didn't know what was happening. So I went to go pick her up so that she could finish, because she's still weeing, so that she could finish the wee on the potty. Take two, nope, absolutely refused to sit on the potty. Bearing in mind that when we started potty training the first time, she absolutely loved sitting on the potty. I had from day one, she loved it, loved sitting on the potty, loved sitting on the toilet, never had no issues whatsoever. But this time round, because she could actually feel the wee, and I think she just didn't like that sensation, and she wasn't sure what was going on, she was just traumatized, and then she refused again to sit on the potty. So she was there with the little contortionist, twisting, stiffing up, and again wouldn't let me put her on the potty. So the wee kind of went all over the floor. But downstairs I've got laminates, and I also have the puppy pads downstairs, so that kind of again made it a lot easier to clean. What I actually did forget to mention was, actually in my previous video I mentioned that I brought my daughter some like waterproof shoes, because she's going to have a lot of accidents. I was actually wearing slippers, and at the time she was doing the wee, it went all over my slippers. So what I learned from that is, not only does my toddler need waterproof shoes, I need waterproof shoes. I need waterproof shoes as well. So from then on, to be honest, my slippers are a bit riffy anyway, so those got dashed, put in the bin. And then so from then on, I made sure that I actually just wore my flip-flops. So the flip-flops that I wore, the flip-flops that I normally kind of wear around the house, or to be honest, I've got quite a few of these flip-flops because they're really good, especially if you go on holiday. So I've got a pair of the brand Crocs, but flip-flops, and I just made sure that I wore those from then on, so that if there's any more accidents and the accidents were on my feet, then at least then it's kind of easier to kind of wash and disinfect Crocs rather than slippers. I mean, you can obviously put your slippers in the washing machine, but that's going to be an effort to have to do that each and every time. So therefore I just thought it's more comfortable and more practical to wear flip-flops. I gave her another hug, because she was, at this point she was just inconsolable. So I gave her another hug and just said it's fine, that accidents happen, and that she's going to be okay, that we're both going to be okay. So at that point, what I did, we just said our little mantra again: wee wee and poo poo in the potty, and when you do wee wee and poo poo in the potty, you get a sticker. So she loves saying that little mantra. After the second accident, she actually did ask me for a sticker, and I just said to her that when she does do, I said she can't have one right now, but when she does do a wee wee or poo in the potty, that she will get a sticker. So she was happy. So my actual aim was to try and get her to sit on the potty every 10 to 15 minutes. However, when you're kind of doing the potty training by yourself and you've got no support there at the time, that's unrealistic, because you can't, I personally, and maybe other people can, but I personally couldn't just stay in one room and just watch her like a hawk. I needed to go and do stuff, make breakfast, make lunch, you know, make dinner, get things done. So I couldn't stick to the 10 to 15 minutes. So in the end, I kind of did it, probably tried to sit on the potty at least maybe every half an hour to every 40 minutes. So, or at least once an hour, I tried to get her to sit on the potty. And that's what worked for me. I know other people say, oh, they literally will put them on the potty every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. But for me, kind of just being in the house on my own and trying to do this while doing other stuff, that just was not practical. So I kind of worked out to about every yeah, probably more around every 40 minutes, try and get her to sit on the potty. And if I could get her to sit more often, then I would. So about 30 minutes after the second accident, I put her back on the potty, and then she was watching a show while she's sitting on the potty, and then she actually did a poo in the potty. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is day one. We're still at about 9:30. I was just like, oh my gosh, she's actually done a poo in a potty. A poo in a potty. I was so happy, I was so ecstatic, I was just like, yeah, you've done a poo on the potty. And then we've got this little song that I made up. I do have an amazing, beautiful singing voice, but I'm not going to sing it. But we sang a potty song that I created myself. But to be honest, I say I sang the potty song because she was, again, traumatized. She was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Not only am I doing wheeze, I'm not actually doing a poo, and I'm doing a poo in the potty and it's not in my nappy. So she's even more traumatized than before. And to be honest, I did have to kind of tone it down because I was so happy. I was so happy that she'd done the poo that I thought, actually, I need to realise she's not happy. So this is still all very new to her. But I was honestly, day one, this is so much better than potty training take one that I started back in January, where I think I got 2 or 3 wees in the space of 2 weeks, and that definitely was not on day one. So to get a poo in the potty on day one, I was well happy. So once I got her to once I got her to calm down, I then said, oh, you've done a poop in the potty. We went upstairs, obviously washed and cleaned out the potty and disinfected it, and then we washed our hands. And then I said, oh, you get to get a sticker. You can put a sticker on the chart. So my travel Carry Potty came with this potty chart and loads of stickers. So my daughter was able, she was able to kind of look through all the stickers, pick the ones she wanted, and then we put it on the chart. But she also wanted, not only did she want to put a sticker on the chart, she also wanted to have a sticker on herself. And she wanted to put a sticker on one of her toys. So at this point, I think we did get through, thinking we're going to get through a lot of stickers. But it made her happy, I was happy, so who am I? Who am I to stop my little girl getting 3 stickers for doing 1 poo on the potty? After that poo on the potty, my daughter then flat out refused to go back and sit on the potty, even to, like, normally she likes to sit on the potty and she's watching the telly. She just would not sit on that potty after she'd done the poo. I think that was the final straw for her. It was traumatized. So I didn't push it because actually, you know, we'd made such good progress. So I kept asking her and she was like, no. I just kept asking it and she just kept saying no. So I didn't want to push it. So then I also asked, oh, maybe it was a potty. So I said, actually, do you want to sit on the toilet? She was like, nope, absolutely not. I mean, she didn't say that. She's only 2, but she was just like, nope. So we left it at that. So that poo in the potty was like around 9:30 a.m. and she was refusing to sit on the potty. It came, so for the rest of the morning, she refused to sit on the potty. There were no more accidents, but she didn't. But she just refused to sit on the potty. So my daughter is 2, but she still does have a nap every night. I mean, there are days when she will just go without a nap, but she actually still needs one. So around 1 o'clock, I put her to have a sleep. I think she slept for around an hour and a half. So what I decided was that I was gonna, she's just gonna have the pull-ups during nap and bedtimes. So I put the nappy back on so that she could go and have a nap. She slept for about an hour and a half. I then went to wake her up, and when I went to wake her up, she had done a wee in a nappy. Pretty much for the rest of the afternoon, she just kept refusing to sit on the potty. It came to about early evening, I think it was about 5 o'clock-ish maybe. And I think she wanted something. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. So I used, rightly or wrongly, I used the opportunity to bribe her and said, oh, if she can sit on the potty, that I will give her whatever it was she wanted at the time. I can't remember what it was. So she reluctantly sat on the potty. And actually, I think she sat on the potty for about 10-15 minutes. And then she did do another poo. I mean, it was only a little one. Still a poo, nonetheless, and it was in the potty. And again, she was just drunk, but I was just so happy. I was just like, day one, we've got 2 poos in the potty. This might be, I might just be able to train her within 3 days. Let's see. So she did another poo. We sang, after I'd calmed her down, after her being traumatized, we sang our potty song. She loved it. And then straight away, before I even said anything, she's like, I get a sticker. I did poo poo. The potty get a sticker. I was like, yeah. So we washed out the potty, washed our hands, went to the stickers. She was able to pick a sticker, and then we went to put the sticker on the chart. And again, her little face, she was so proud that she's able to, she really concentrated because there's so many stickers. So she really was thought about it. She had a look, saw what stickers she wants. She kind of went through and told me what each of the stickers were. And then she picked the one that she felt she wanted. In fact, not one. So she picked one for the chart, one to put on herself, and one to put on her toy. So at this point, I realised that once we get going, I think we're going to run out of stickers quite quickly. For the rest of the evening, after that first bribe, she flat out again refused to sit on the potty, and no amount of bribing was going to work this time. So I just thought, you know, at the end of the day, we'd done 2 poos in the potty on day 1. That actually was a fantastic progress. So you had one proud mama. So I didn't push it. And again, so she's normally in bed by 7 p.m. So because it was bedtime, I then put the pull-ups on, and literally I would say within 2 minutes, probably not even 2 minutes, within 1 minute, probably putting on the pull-up, she did a wee in the pull-up, because she literally held it and waited until she got that pull-up on. But you know what, like I said, we had 2 poos day 1, a fantastic progress, so that was fine. So I just said to her, because I hadn't quite put her in the bed, so I just reminded her that all wees and all poos need to go in the potty. And she's like, okay. And then she asked for a sticker, and I said, sorry baby, no stickers until you do the wee and poo in the potty. And she was like, okay. And then she just repeated the mantra, wee wee and poo poo in the potty, and when you do wee wee and poo poo in the potty, you get a sticker. So now we move to day 2. Getting closer to day 3, ladies and gentlemen. So day 2, I woke her up at around 7. Told she got to pick her pants. You know, that's a really important job. So literally, as soon as she opened her eyes, she asked if she could pick her big girl pants. I said yes. So I thought, oh, this is a positive start, ready for the day. Tried to put on a potty. No, not happening. Flat out refused. So I was like, okay, we'll leave it there. Brushed her teeth, was getting ready to I told her it's time to brush her teeth. She ran off, and then she ran off into her bedroom, and then I heard her just start crying. So I ran into the bedroom to see what the problem was, and then she'd done had another accident and done a wee in the bedroom on the floor. So again, her little face, so traumatized, honestly, it pulled at my heart. But she was so traumatized. So but at this point she'd already finished. I gave her a hug, said it was all going to be okay, not to worry, accidents happen. So because it was in the bedroom this time, and I've got carpet upstairs, I'd got shower curtain, a mixture of shower curtains and puppy pads covering the floor, covering the carpet. So again, it made it that much easier to kind of like scoop it all up and deal with. And because I'd bought quite a few shower curtains, so the puppy pads I just put in the bin, and then the shower curtains I put in the washing machine, and then because I'd brought loads of shower curtains, I just replaced them with the spare shower curtains that I had. So I'm so very happy that I was able, I managed to protect my carpets. What I had been trying to do is just getting my little one to drink lots and lots of water, and to be honest, I've never had a problem getting her to drink water because she absolutely loves water. However, day 2 she then decides actually she did drink water, but she drank a lot less than what she would do, and every time I trying to get her to drink some more water, she flat out refused. I'm not sure if she correlated between that if you drink more water that you use the potty more, but she just started to not drink as much water. I think we managed to get one wee in the potty. I managed to get her to sit on the potty once. I think I bribed her, got her to sit on the potty once. Then after that, again, she flat out refused, and this is what they do say when you start sometimes potty training. Not all children, because obviously all children are the same, but she started holding her wee, wees and poos. So literally, I think I got her to do one wee in the morning on the potty, and then she did one wee on the potty. She had one accident, and then by the time we got to 1 o'clock, that was it. She didn't do any more wees. Again, put the nappy on. The minute I put the nappy on, she did a wee, and then so then she had a nap, and then when she woke up, we reverted back, put the pants on, refusing to sit on the potty, and then I think we got to the end of the day, she'd not done any more wees, any more poos. She wasn't drinking as much as she would, and then it was time for bed, so she got to bed about 7. Literally, as soon as I put the pull up for bed, she did a wee and she did a poo. So she was holding that. I mean, it was good that I know that she can hold it, but not good because actually, you know, she's gone from doing like 6, 7, 8 wees a day to like doing just a few, or withholding them and waiting until she gets that nappy on. And she's literally having that nappy on twice a day, once for her afternoon nap, and then again at night time. So I was a little bit concerned because I was thinking, oh, she's going to keep holding a wee, but after kind of looking into it, I think that can be quite common for some babies or toddlers when they start potty training. When they don't like it, they can start to withhold. So again, that's not for everybody, but that is what happened with my daughter. Day 3, we're going to find out, did I potty train my daughter in 3 days? So let me tell you, day 3 was the toughest day. My little one refused flat out all day. Not one time was I able to get her to sit on the potty or the toilet, just flat out refused. We had one accident where she did a wee and a poo in her pants. Again, she was just hysterical. And then when I was trying to carry her to finish doing that on the potty, she just wasn't having it. So I did end up having she did end up having a poo in her pants. Again, we were downstairs, so I've got laminates, and the pants kind of caught the poo. I can't believe that before I was mum, when people used to talk about like potty training and talking about poos and wees and the daughters, I was just like, why are you telling me this? But now, here I am, going into detail about the wees and poos that my daughter does. Funny. But anyway, so she had one accident that day. She was refusing to sit on the potty, and then literally she waited until nap time when she had the pull-ups on to do a wee, and then she waited again until bedtime again to do a wee. And at this point she was actually just pretty much not drinking that much. I thought, if this continues, I'm maybe a bit concerned. I may need to think about talking to the doctors, because obviously what I don't want to happen was for her to get dehydrated. So there you have it, day 3, beautiful people. I was not able to potty train my daughter in 3 days. So from my perspective, at the end of the day, every child is different. Some children will pick it up straight away. Some people don't even necessarily need training, because maybe they leave it a bit older, until they're a bit older, and then they just see what other people do and just decide, oh, I'm not going to do it from that day. And then other kids are going to take longer. So for my daughter, I was not able to train her within 3 days, but I was okay with that, because ultimately we was going to go at her pace. And as I said before in my previous video, I was determined that potty training take 2 was going to be a success, and it didn't matter how long it was going to take. I was going to make sure we potty trained her. So day 3 was not successful. It's kind of the worst day out of the 3, and I wasn't able to train her. But I still had one more day left. Before we went to nursery on the Tuesday. Day 4. To be honest, day 4 there were no accidents, so that's a plus. However, she was at this point still flat out refusing to sit on the potty, to sit on the toilet. So I think, she literally waited. So she must have had wees overnight and in the morning before I went. I think I may have woke her up a bit later than 7 o'clock on day 4. So she'd already done a wee in her nappy. So that, I suppose that kind of set her up for the day. Then she waited until it was nap time, until I put her nap pull-up on, and she did one then. And then again she waited, and she, like I said, she was refusing to drink as much water. And I was at this point getting a little bit concerned. But she was still weeing and pooing, but she was just waiting for her nappy to be put on. And then again, when it was bedtime, so she didn't wee or poo on the toilet or potty until bedtime. Sorry, she didn't do that on potty, so she waited till the pull-ups were on, and then she waited until her pull-ups were on, and then that's when she I think that's when she did a wee and a poo. So day 4 was not successful either. Day 5. So day 5 was back to nursery. So I packed her nursery bag with plenty of socks, plenty of pants, and plenty of changes of clothes. So we went to the nursery. I'd already had conversations with the nursery before, and they were really good and supportive, and they just said it's absolutely fine, and that they've got other children who are potty training as well. So, maybe she'll get to it, or at least see what the other children are doing. So when I do have an app, and they generally, what they're supposed to do is update the app on a daily basis with everything that's going on. my nursery's a good nursery, but they're not so good at updating the app. So when I went to pick her up, I already noticed straight away that she's in a change of clothes. But to be honest, when she goes to nursery anyway, she's always in a change of clothes, because they're always out in the mud kitchen, mud kitchen. They're always out jumping in puddles, jumping in mud, paint. I mean, who told the nurseries that they could buy paint that can't wash out? I'm all for messy play, not in my house, but I'm all for messy play in the nursery, as long as the stains can come out. But where do they find these things? They need to, I don't know, is there things such as paint that doesn't stain? If so, can somebody let me know in the comments below so that I can suggest it to the nursery? Because the amount of clothes that get ruined is an absolute nightmare. Anyway, sorry, I do digress. So going back, so they gave me an update. So they did say that she had, I can't remember exactly how many, but she had a few accidents, and that she was so upset each and every time. So they were really good with her, and they actually got her to sit on the potty, which is more than what I could do. So they got her to sit on the potty, and I think they just sat with her and talked with her and calmed her down. So she, she was having the wheeze, and I think they did, because when she's at nursery, sometimes she doesn't actually sleep, because there's so much going on, that I think she's got the FOMO, fear of missing out, so she won't go to sleep when she's at nursery. So they never put the nappy on, so she didn't have the opportunity to do real poo in the nursery. So then she had to just wee, because she just had to wee, and then but she wasn't weeing on the potty, or she wasn't weeing on the potty or doing a poo on the potty. So that was, oh gosh, what day are we on? So that was day 5. So day 6, we were back at nursery. Again, they're supposed to update the app. The app wasn't really updated. So when I went to pick her up at the end of the day, they told me that she still was having accidents. However, she was telling them that she wanted to go, but I think she was just telling them at the very last minute. So it was too late to kind of get her to the potty, but she was actually telling them that she wanted to go, and I was like, oh, this is good. So I was even though she didn't quite made any poos or wees on the potty, she was telling them that she wanted to go. It was just that she was telling them at the very last minute, so they couldn't quite get there quick enough. So, for me, that was progress. What I did forget to mention as well is that the nursery did say to me as well that they noticed that because they always tell me that my daughter is the best kid there for drinking water. All the other kids are kind of like, they'll drink some, or they need to have like squash or something in the water. And they said that my little one, she loves water, she's always drinking it, and they noticed that actually she'd started refusing to drink the water, and also anything that kind of seemed a bit liquidy. So she likes soup. They tried to give her soup. She was like, no. She loves smoothies generally, and when they tried to give her smoothie, she was like, no. So I'm not sure, because she obviously got the correlation that if you drink a lot, you're going to wee a lot. So she was starting to, like I said, she was refusing liquids. I mean, she did drink some, but just not as much as she would normally do. So I did think to myself, if this continues, I will need to take her to the GP. I mean, she was still weeing and still having poos, but if it carried on, I was going to need to speak to the GP, because I was a bit concerned that she was going to get dehydrated. So day 7, we're still back at nursery. They told me that that she'd had one accident, but actually she was telling them that she wanted to go, and that she was actually managing to actually have a wee and a poo on the potty. I was so happy. I was like, oh, this is good progress. So I think it's a combination of the fact that there's other kids there that are potty training. She can see what they're doing, and the fact that actually she doesn't like the sensation. She's decided that actually she don't like that sensation of having a wee go down her legs or in her pants. So we saw some great progress. So I was really pleased with that. Day 8, there was no accidents. I think we managed to get two or three wees in the potty, so at this point she was more comfortable and happy to sit on the potty, so there was no more fighting me or resisting in regards to sitting on the potty. So that was amazing, because you know, when you're trying to get a little one to sit on the potty, it can feel a bit like a workout, especially when you're trying to avoid wees and poos going on the floor, the carpet, your sofa, your bed. So it can be a little bit of a workout. So that was really really good progress. Day 9, I think we got a few more wees in the potty, so that was really really good. And then day 11, oh gosh, so day 11 is like something just clicked, and then it was just amazing. She was she was telling me that she wanted to wee, telling me she wanted to poo, and then at one point I think I was in the kitchen doing something. I think I was making breakfast or lunch, and I just shouted, just shouted to her, said, "Oh, are you okay?" And she shouted back, said, "Yes, I've just done a wee wee." So she'd actually taken herself. She'd been watching a little show, so she'd taken herself off the settee and then pulled the pants down, pulled her leggings down, and actually sat on the potty of her own volition, without any prompting. And she just went and did it herself and actually did a wee, and then she told me that she'd done one. Well, she told me after I asked her, "Is she okay?" So I came running out and I was like, "Oh my gosh, have you done a wee?" And she was like, "Yeah." And for the first time, well, not the first time, but she was actually smiling. She's very proud of herself. I was proud of herself, so we sang our little song. She got a sticker. Obviously, all these are the times that she was getting stickers. So you know, she was so happy. So she got to pick her sticker, which was really really good. So yeah, I would say day 11 was when it finally clicked, and from that point on, I think all wees and all poos were in the potty. So after, I think then I kind of, after about day 11, I kind of lose track of the days because there's just all molding into one. But to be honest, she's at home, she's really really good. If she need, after day 11, if she needed a wee, she'd tell me, or just go herself. If she needed a poo, she'd just go herself. So then that was really good. Then when we went back to nursery, I think the first time we went back to nursery after it clicked, she did have I think she had maybe a couple of accidents, but I think that's just because I don't quite, yeah, I think it's because that maybe when she said that the nursery teachers were saying that she did tell them that she needed a wee, but by the time they got there it was too late. So it wasn't the fact that she didn't know she wanted to go, she was telling them. So I'm not sure what the delay was with them taking her, but and I think sometimes they may have been playing outside, so she might have got a bit distracted and was leaving it to the last minute. But by day 14, I would say that my little one was fully potty trained during the day. So I would say for my little one, it took 2 weeks for her to be potty trained during the day. So she is now potty trained during the day. She will take herself off, because I've got a potty downstairs in the living room and a potty upstairs in the bathroom. So when we're both downstairs, she'll just take herself off to the potty downstairs, and when we're upstairs, she'll take herself off to the potty upstairs. No prompting, just when she needs to go, she'll either tell me that she wants to go and I say just go on, or she'll just take herself off and go herself. So you know, that's really, I wasn't expecting at this stage for her to actually go herself. So I'm very very proud, very happy mama here that I managed to do potty training within the day, over 2 weeks. So I didn't get to do it in 3 days. It is what it is. You just got to go at the pace of your child. Sometimes you could do 3 days. I spoke to some people where they actually said that there was no training, that the child just decided one day, I'm not going to wear nappies again, and that was that. So it all depends on your child. Every child is an individual, and some will take longer than 2 weeks. So we've had, fingers crossed, no regressions. I've probably just jinxed myself now. I suppose there was a slight regression because she was going to the potty and having wheezy poos at home, and then when she went back to nursery, I don't necessarily think it was a regression. It's just the case of when she was telling them, they weren't quick enough to take her. So I don't think that was necessarily her fault. I think that was the nursery staff. Or it's the fact that when she was there, she's a little bit distracted because obviously there's loads of kids running around, she's having fun, she's outside, and may not necessarily may have missed the cues that she needed to go. So in that 2 weeks, I didn't kind of take any trips anywhere. So all we did was go from home to nursery, and from nursery back home. I think we took a trip to my mum's and my dad's, but that wasn't like going out. So after 2 weeks, I felt a little bit more confident about going out. So, but with pull-ups and not pants. So we took a trip out, and we was out all day. I took my travel potty, my Carry travel potty. So I did say in the my last video about potty, in regards to the potty, my travel potty, as a question, did I actually use it? So I got it. I got all the liners ready. We went out for the day, and she told me we was out and outside. She told me that she needed potty. I was like, oh, okay. So we went and found a corner outside. I got my travel potty down. I got her to sit on it, and she didn't do anything. So that's okay. And then about half an hour later, she told me that she wanted the potty again. And then I got my travel potty out, and I said, come on, let's sit on it. She flat out refused to sit on the my travel potty. Bear in mind, she sat on the my travel potty when we've been at home and used it no problem. And she sat on it the first time she told me when we was out. The second time she's like, nope, I'm not sitting on that. I don't think it's necessary that she didn't want. I think she didn't want to sit on it outside in a public setting. So like her mama. And then so she flat out refused, and then she said that she wanted to go and sit on the toilet. So at this point, I wasn't necessarily prepared to go and use the public toilets, because if I had been prepared, I would have had disinfectant wipes and all that. However, I didn't have any of that, but she was refusing to go on the potty, so I was like, I'm gonna have to take her. Luckily, my sister had some anti-back wipes, so I took her to the toilet and then used the anti-back wipes on the seat because there was no tissue in the toilet. Trauma. So then she sat on the toilet, and she went and she did a wee. I was just like, oh my gosh, she sat on the toilet outside in the public, no, not outside, but in a public place. And so that was really, really good. And then later on in the afternoon, she told me that she wanted the potty to have a wee again. So I said, do you want to sit on the travel potty? She's like, nope. So I was like, okay. So then I took some more anti-bac wipes off my sister, and then she went and had another wee, and I was just like, this is fantastic. And so basically the answer to the question, did I use my travel potty? I mean, it has been used in the house. However, the whole point of the my travel potty is that you take it out when you're out and about traveling, so that you can use it. And to date, she's flat out refused to sit on the my travel potty when we've been out and about. So I would say that the answer to that question is that she's used it at home, but she has not used it when we're out and about, which is the purpose of the my travel potty. So actually, myself spending $29.99 on a travel potty was a waste of time, because I could have just, if she's only going to use potties at home, I didn't need to buy or purchase another potty. So from my point of view, the purchase was not necessary. However, like I said, all kids are different. I've seen parents out and about in the parks and stuff with a child potty, and the kids have used them no problem. Just my daughter is not a fan of sitting on the potty outdoors in an open space. And to be quite frank, I get it. I absolutely get it. So she will sit on, so she was happy. So we went out again, and then she sat on the toilet. She did sit on the toilet. So I was like, oh, this is really good. However, this time we were in like a toilet which had loads of toilets, and then there was hand dryers. So the hand dryers was a problem. So the minute the hand dryers went off, she was scared. She literally like practically jumped off the toilet mid-wee because she was like, what's that? And then so we've been to the toilets now a few times. The hand dryers have been a problem. So now I think we're like about 3 months into 2 or 3 months into being potty trained. And now when we're out and about in public, she refuses to sit on the toilet. She flat out refuses. So we went out the other day. I think I left the house at 9. We got back at 3 o'clock. Every time I asked her if she wanted to go toilet, she said no, she didn't want to go on the potty. And so from 9 till 3 she just held it, even though she'd been eating, she'd been drinking. And literally the minute that we got in the house, sat on the potty, did a wee, did a poo. And she's done that a few times now. So we haven't been out to the fact where it's like from morning till like late at night. So it's kind of been always from about 9 till about 3 o'clock. So during that time she will just hold it, and she won't now because of the hand dryers. It just traumatizes her, so she will not now go to toilet in public. So I don't know how long she's going to keep that up for, but I mean, she still goes to the toilet. If she's at home, she's fine. If she's at nursery, she's fine. If she's at somebody's house, she's fine. It's just when we're out in public, if there's any sniff of a hand dryer, she's not using those toilets, and she will literally just hold it and wait. So I am a little bit concerned, but you know, what can you do? I can't force her to use a travel potty. And I can't force her to use the toilet because she is so scared of those hand dryers. And even now, if I just go to those individual toilets where there is like the disabled toilet, she just won't use the toilet, and she literally just wait till she'll go home. So there you have it, everybody. That was my potty training journey. It has been a success. It wasn't as quick as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. It is what it is. So in the comments below, let me know, how long did it take to potty train your little one? Was it a day, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months? How long did it take? I'll be interested to read your comments. And also, if you purchased a My Travel potty, did you use it, and did you think it was worth the price? There concludes my video. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Will be just a follow-up video from this one, just to kind of discuss what I've learned, and then that will kind of conclude my 3-part series on potty training. Thank you for watching.